Alright, what's up everyone? So today I figured I'd make this video. This used to be a bad habit that I used to do for quite a while. Yeah, I don't know, man, I just felt like making a video on this. So two things I want to address before I make this video is firstly, like, if you're someone that does this habit, like you smoke weed or whatever, as long as it's not causing like negative effects to your life and you're not really hurting anyone or anything, I mean, hey man, I'm happy for you, like, do what makes you happy, go for it. Not necessarily trying to say it's like a bad thing or anything, but yeah, just for me it wasn't exactly the best thing for me, so towards the end I ended up giving it up, and personally I think it was for the better. Yeah man, it just made me really lazy, and like my anxiety too would go through the roof. But I was watching this video where someone briefly mentions like they would sometimes like smoke this stuff, and they pretty much said like a lot of people feel anxiety off it, but what this thing does, it kind of enhances like how you already feel. So if you're an anxious person, it'll make you feel more anxious. If you're a confident person, it'll make you feel more confident. But anyways though, so yeah, my experience with smoking the Kush. And just before I get into this, one other thing too, besides like drinking and smoking tobacco, there is one other substance I have tried. It's a bit of a harder one. It's called cocaine. I don't know how I want to like edit this video, because like that word might be a bit iffy for the YouTube algorithm, but you kind of get the idea what I mean. Like coke, like the white powder, the white sugar. I did that twice. I believe it was 2019. I done it twice and I've never touched it since, so that could be like a fun video. I might like make that tomorrow or something. So anyways, yeah man, the Kush, the Sticky Icky. So where I live, it was illegal for the longest time, and then I believe in 2020 I'll find like some kind of article or something, but I believe it was the start of 2020, like just when the pandemic was going down. Our capital of Australia, Canberra, they actually made it legal there, so the whole of Australian Capital Territory, Canberra, it's the only place they've made it like legal, in a lot of other states it's like medically legal, but it can be pretty hard to obtain that. So during this time I was doing it completely illegally. So pretty much how I got into this was when I was 14. I had a friend at the time who said he could get it for me, so being 14 and when you're a teenager you want to try new stuff, I was like, it's actually kind of exciting, I look forward to it. So there were basically a few times, like there was a different friend. So I had two friends back in the start of high school. When I was 14, we kind of like went to this beach house that one of the friends' dad was he was like renting out, and it was a beautiful beach house, man. Like we're really close to the beach, we're close to the shops, like it was great, man. I really enjoyed it. But the first or second day into the trip, I think it was the second day, he happened to have some of this stuff, and yeah, we managed to like make a joint out of it. And I don't remember really feeling anything. I don't think I smoked it properly. that was pretty much my first experience. I remember he still had some left, like a somewhat fair amount. And I remember my other friend, he knew this really embarrassing secret that I told him about me. And he was kind of pressuring me to tell the other friend, the friend who like had the Sticky Icky, the Kush. And that friend said to me, like, if you tell me a really embarrassing secret, I'll let you have the rest of this. And like, kind of just being 14 at the time, I'm like, screw it. Yeah, this was like 10 years ago, so I mean, like, I don't really talk to them anymore, so I guess it was the right decision. I don't know, man. Maybe at some point I'll reveal this really embarrassing secret, I don't know, but yeah, I kind of just told him, and he was a bit more understanding. Like, my friend who already knew thought it was pretty weird. This guy was kind of cool. He was like, yeah, that's kind of understandable, but I really wasn't that bad. So this was quite a while ago. I was just trying to remember how much I had. The best way I can describe it is I had enough to probably make like 2, maybe 3 joints out of it, so it was a fair amount. Now, I was a complete idiot, man. It was like the day after or 2 days after we got back to our houses from the beach house. I remember I went to school like the day after that or 2 days after that, and I had this stuff in my bag, man. And then like towards the end of the school day, like I had it in my pocket, man. Like, I was not smart, but no one like caught me out on it. It was so stupid, man. Like, I don't know why, I just like didn't care. I just had it in my pocket. But so pretty much I went to a different friend's house after school, and I showed him it, and he's never experienced this before. So being like 2 like 14-year-olds, not really knowing anything about this stuff, we pretty much got a piece of paper, tried to like wrap it around the piece of paper, and when we smoked it, we got nothing out of it. So pretty much what we had was just gone. Because it doesn't take much common sense to realize that, like, if you wrap it in some paper, like, it could work, but like you need to like stick it together, hold it together, have some kind of like filtration, like, yeah. So yeah, 14 was a weird period. Like, there are a few other times like I kind of done it, but like I said, I didn't really know what I was doing back then, so I think throughout the whole time of being 14, I never really felt the proper effects. So fast forward to when I was 18, like literally my 18th birthday. So it'd been a good like 3.5 to 4 years since I last tried this thing. I remember on my 18th birthday, so the house we had set up, like, dude, I miss this house. This was easily the best house we lived at, out of all the houses I've lived at. We had this like backyard and like this balcony. We had this pretty decent sized backyard, and then our balcony, the downstairs part, if you turn to your right, pretty much it's like the bottom of the house, like where all the bricks and all that is. But there were 2 kind of like rooms into this. Like, one of them was kind of like a cave room, man. Like, it was sick. Like, I miss that house a lot. But so that's where, because I wasn't a smoker at all back then, like tobacco or weed, like not a smoker at all back then. So this downstairs area, like, this is where my mum and some of my friends that would come over would smoke. And I didn't have a problem with it, man. Like, you know, they were just smoking, having fun. All cool with me back then. But I never realized this whole time that my mum was actually smoking this, and someone else who was living with us at the time. So I find out on my 18th birthday that they've been doing this for a little while. Obviously, being my 18th birthday, like, there were bottles of alcohol everywhere. And like I went into this room a few times and I figured it out. And one of my friends, it wasn't really his real dad, it was kind of more like his stepdad, but one of my friends, like stepdad, like stepfather, like he was smoking, you know, the Sticky Icky, the Kush. He was kind of encouraging my mum, kind of just out of nowhere, like, oh, let him do this, let Ethan do this. In case you don't know, my actual name is Ethan, so like, let Ethan do this, let him do it. And eventually my mum just gave in. She was like, okay, I guess I'll let him do it. That was the first, like, true proper time I smoked it. At the time I had a girlfriend, like, literally the only girlfriend I ever had was during the ages of 17 till 19? No, 17 till 18, sorry. So I remember I smoked it, like, out of a bong, water pipe, whatever. I gotta be careful, like, how I word this, just because of, like, the algorithm and all that. So it was my first proper time smoking it properly, and yeah, you do it for the first few times, man, it's just, like, kind of hard to explain. Like, your mood and mind just, like, relaxes so much. Like, you have, like, a ton of thoughts racing through your head, and, like, you kind of become more sensitive in a way. Like, you start to think, like, the smallest actions you do, like, you start to really worry what other people think about you. Like, I don't know, it's weird. I'll get a bit more into that later. So I smoked quite a bit that day. I was also really drunk, so being drunk kind of counteracted the negative effects of it, so I wasn't really feeling too negative. It was kind of just, like, neutral. And I remember my girlfriend, like, I was kissing her at the time, and she was like, you smell like weed. I'm like, no. And, like, somehow I got away with that. Like, I just, like, kept saying no, and she just kind of believed me. So yeah, that was 18, so I smoked it for quite a few months after that. By this point I was going for my driver's license, so after a few months I had to stop for about, like, half a year. And then when we moved into our new house, like, day one, by that point I was smoking it every single day for over 2 years. And the last time we done this was November of 2018. So I mean, during this point for almost 2.5 years, I was smoking this stuff every day, and yeah, just, man, like, every single time I'd feel so lazy, and I was, like, a pretty insecure and anxious person at the time, so I would have all these thoughts rushing in my head, like, oh, I'm not great, like, I'm such a loser, like, and, like, I would worry over the smallest things, man. Like, I'm like, if I do this one small thing, like, you know, like, oh, what's my mum gonna think? What's my sister's boyfriend gonna think? Like, my sister's boyfriend was living with us at the time. Like, he's a really good friend that I've known for a long time. Yeah, he's a solid bloke, and he's been with my sister for like 5 years or something now. So I'd worried, like, oh, what's my sister gonna think of this small, meaningless thing that I've done? Like, when you smoke weed and, like, you're kind of an anxious person, at least for me, I would constantly be caught up in my head, man. Like, I would always worry about, like, the smallest things. So yeah, more or less, nothing too bad happened. There are a few times where, like, I would smoke an insane amount. I would smoke, like, a very large amount, and, like, there were a few times I almost, like, passed out from it, but I really enjoyed the feeling of, like, smoking and then drinking, because, like, you get the good effects of smoking it, and then when you're drinking it pretty much eliminates the bad feelings. So, like, you have the good feelings of smoking weed, like, you feel kind of dopey, your head feels really clear, your head kind of feels like it's lifting up. But, like, when you drink, it's like, it takes away it takes away like the anxiety and like all the self-doubt and everything, so that'd be my favorite combo. Like, light up some Kush, some dank Sticky Icky, get some like beers, get some wine in me. Like, it was a good time back in the day. But I've explained in previous videos, like, I've given up drinking. Like, as of today, I'm 48 days. 48 days sober, man. It's incredible. So yeah, like I said, I did that for about 2.5 years. And then when November reached of 2018, the person who was buying it for us, my sister's boyfriend, he just like kind of quit out of nowhere. It was just kind of spontaneous. So yeah, my sister's boyfriend quit, and then pretty much me and my mum gave up like the day after, I think. And then pretty much it pretty much ends from there. Like 2019 I done it like 3 or maybe 4 times, and that was the last time I ever touched it. But by 2019 my health was really bad. My health was really bad in 2019, so those few times I'd done it, like, my heart rate, man, like, it was hurting. Like, each of those times I felt like I was gonna have a stroke or something. It was like pretty scary. And then on top of like having those feelings of being like stoned, like, yeah, it's probably for the better, man. But yeah, that's pretty much my story of smoking the stuff. Like I said, I'm not like super opposed to it. Like, I'm pretty sure those 2 people I mentioned, I think they got back into it, and I think they still do it. But I'm not too opposed to it, man. Like, they typically go to like the partner's house, like my sister and her partner's house, and they typically do it there. So I mean, I don't mind them. They're not really harming anyone. Like, it's just kind of something they enjoy doing. So I'm not really too opposed to it. And like, anyone watching this that does smoke this stuff, like, hey man, like, I'm happy for you. If it's not like negatively affecting your life, you're not hurting anyone, go for it. I'm all cool with that, man. But it's getting a bit late here. The sun's probably gonna set in like 10 minutes, if that, so I'll end this off quickly. So one last thing I want to mention is, I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I did touch cocaine, like, I did touch coke twice, the white powder, that kind of thing. Yeah, use a bit of common sense, I'm talking about. It's just, I don't want to say exactly what it is, so I'm kind of just trying to stay face and trying to go off the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow, maybe the day after, I'll do a video on that. I only done this thing twice ever, and it's been about 3 years since I last done it, so could be an interesting video, who knows. Anyway, fellas, so yeah, that's my experience. There's only been 2 substances I've touched outside of like drinking and smoking. One is this stuff like weed, like, Kush, and the other is the white powder, coke. But like I said, it's been like 3 years, at least 3 years, since I've done either one, so yeah. You can see it's getting like pretty dark around me, so that's the video done for today. So thought this would be a fun video to make. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, as of today I'm back to daily videos, man. So the only exception to that is the day after my birthday. So my birthday is towards the end of this month. My birthday is the 23rd, to be exact, so the 23rd of September. So I'll probably make a video on my birthday, but then either the 24th or the 25th, I want to go to Sydney for 2 to 3 days, stay there. I made a video going to Sydney last time, but it was honestly not great. Like, I showed some things here and there, but I think if I stay in Sydney for a few days and like, I can really show you guys around the city. Like, it's a really nice city to visit. Like, there's endless things to do there. It's really great. So I probably won't make videos for a few days, but when I return from that trip, it's gonna be a banger of video, man. Like the place I'm trying to stay at, like, I gotta book these tickets as soon as I can, but one of the places I'm looking at has like an upstairs area with like an open like roof. So there's like an upstairs open roof area. It's completely open. You can like see the beach and everything. Like, you're above like the streets. Like, it's really cool, man. So hopefully I can stay at that place. Like, that's the main one I got my eyes on. But so yeah, just after my birthday, I'll take a few days off YouTube, but then I'll be back for an absolute banger of a video, so be on the lookout for that. Alright fellas, I gotta get home. It's getting a bit dark, so if you like this video, consider giving it a like. If you've ever experienced doing this before, you know, maybe share some of your experiences, like, you know, like if you've ever done it before, maybe some stories you have. But alright, I'm gonna end this off, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love. Frick the system, man. There's a YouTuber I've been watching that says frick the system. So yeah, frick the system, man. Be you, peace and love. Do the goals and big things you want to do in life. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Much love, guys. Take care.